it's kind of picking up in intensity the closer we get to radar. So sampling about 46, 48 miles per hour. As it gets closer, that might even go up some more, just like that pocket right there, that strong, very strong gust potential there around Wilmington. Might even be putting some poles down, some tree limbs down. That kind of wind typically does that kind of thing. So we'll have to see if there's any damage reports coming out of that. But that's a very large area of storms that goes all the way further north than Clinton County. But you just see these little areas here, almost like some kinks that we could see forming, and that's where you sometimes get that rotation to show up. So we still have that environment for it here, but we're just seeing what these winds are going to do, because that was a very destructive wind gust possibly that went through the Wilmington area right near radar. Hopefully the radar is fine so we can continue to see what happens this evening.
Okay, my mic's up now. Yeah, National Weather Service, because this is the Wilmington office. So they have been saying that, you know, they have backup teams ready to go just in case. Hopefully that's not necessary, but due to the fact that they potentially just have some 70 plus, maybe 80 mile per hour winds making their way into that area, that they definitely have a backup plan just in case. But it does appear that perhaps these winds have weakened just a little bit. That being said, still at least 60 mile per hour winds moving into Wilmington, and we should be getting an official report here soon from their site with those wind gust reports. But yeah, it looks like it's just right over the Wilmington radar at this time. In fact,
a little worse on
yeah.
radars.
Oh wow. Yeah, definitely quite intense right there. So Wilmington, it was really near the Ogden area where we saw the winds at first, very intense with that before that started to fall apart just a bit. But we are also streaming on YouTube at this time. Those winds kind of pushing eastward currently of that radar site. And then the rest of the area is sitting pretty quiet. So yeah, we're breaking into programming due to this particular storm right here, which is in the Wilmington area, that potentially producing some winds of 80 miles per hour that was making its way into the Ogden area, perhaps weakening just a little bit as it continues to make its way southeastward. But right now it's just really right over the radar site. So an intense storm rolling through. This is the most intense storm that we have on our map right now. Again, for Clinton County, that does include the Wilmington area. So definitely want to make sure you are indoors. You want to treat a storm with 80 mile per hour winds like a tornado warning. You want to be indoors, away from windows at that lowest level of your home, as you know, 80 plus mile per hour winds, destructive winds can certainly do some damage. In fact, how they were describing this storm was the fact that flying debris, dangerous to those caught without shelter, mobile homes heavily damaged, considerable damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles, extensive tree damage, and power outages are likely. So that is with that severe thunderstorm warning, although it does look like that has weakened considerably compared to where it was earlier.
Yeah, and you can see here that that's most likely what you're seeing there is away from radar, because that's a red shade there. So green is going toward the radar, red is away. So that batch of wind now blowing away from the radar, and still shows up as some pretty strong wind gusts there, but maybe it's weakening a little bit. But just there's been some pretty damaging wind gusts most likely around in the Wilmington area. So we'll have to see if we had any reports of damage. But so it looks like it's just past radar, the worst of the rainfall right there, impacting the radar in the Wilmington area. Some heavy rain stretching off to the south and west, right there near the Midland area. And you know, not everybody's getting heavy rainfall right now. It kind of trails off back to the south and west, but to the north and east, I mean, we still have this going here. A pretty strong storm, and there's been a lot of lightning within this as well. So there's our velocity tool. You can see these pink shades right here, and that's indicative of maybe some wind gusts still holding around 55 miles per hour, or maybe a little bit more. But when you have these destructive winds, I mean, you don't want to be out when wind gusts are in the upper 50s or especially 60s and 70s. It's not something you want to mess with. So you want to go indoors to a safe spot. And if you know anybody who's outdoors, you know, in the path of this, make sure to, send them a text, make sure that they get inside. It's really not something you want to deal with. We want to enjoy our Friday and we want to be safe, so we just have to take these storms cautiously here. But, this is just one pocket of heavy wind. We've had some hail, but it looks like maybe a little bit of an enhancement right there, about a mile or two east of the radar, and that's on right there on County Road 73.
Yeah.
So maybe that's 60 miles per hour at least, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, likely around so. And again, when they ended up upgrading that severe thunderstorm warning, they put that destructive tag. I believe that's the first time we've had a warning for our area with that destructive tag with potentially winds of 80 miles per hour. In fact, velocity reading when I checked it at its peak did look to be 84 miles per hour as it was making its way into the Ogden area. So this is making its way out of Wilmington right now. So what we're going to do is we are going to send you guys back to regular programming. We still have some storms around. We are about to go live for Dayton 24/7 Now News at 10 p.m. on Fox 45, and then we'll be on again at 11 on ABC 22. But again, Wilmington, if you're in Clinton County, still want to be indoors away from windows. We're going to be getting updates on any reports of damage or what that wind gust was reported in Wilmington. There's our latest scan. We still have some intense winds, but I'm going to send you guys back to regular programming. Stay safe, stay indoors. We have a few more storms expected this evening, and we'll be keeping you posted on air and online.
This is a Dayton 24/7 Now Code Red weather alert.